first time.
All right, we're live!
My first time.
What's up, everybody? So we are doing this video for a couple of reasons. Welcome. I just want to see, we got 2 people so far. Oh wait, am I on the right account? I think I'm on the right account. If so, we'll
Is this
see
your
people.
personal?
We'll see people flowing in quickly if not. But so this video is one that Ben and I just discussed yesterday and we wanted to do because, why don't you sign onto our page so we can make sure that I'm doing this correctly? Because we wanted to do reactions to the videos. What's up, everybody? We wanted to speak about... Yeah, here we come. Here's the people.
We're doing it.
We wanted to speak about some of the videos this week, read some of your comments, react to what you guys had said, and share what we're learning in our lives as well as what's going on in the videos behind the scenes when we make them.
And do Q&A if we can actually...
And get his Q&A in 30 minutes. It's going to be tight. So we'll read these later.
Hi from Russia. Hi, Russia.
What's up, Russia? But yeah, so I'll kick it off. One of the things that we did this week that we've never done ever before was we did 2 videos in a week. Both of them were on a female character.
Yep.
And that went over medium with the crowd.
Yeah, people didn't like Wonder Woman.
No, so...
I was surprised.
Yeah, so this was probably my worst ever performing video that I've ever made. I was a little bit bummed by it, honestly, when it came out. And I think that what I saw was a lot of our female fans were really excited to see a female character done. Some of them felt like Wonder Woman wasn't a great choice of a charismatic female. Like Gal Gadot is just pretty and written to be super powerful and super heroic.
Yeah, you can be both though. That was one of the comments I got, which was like, you're not saying that she's attractive. I'm like, well, she's also like got stuff you can learn.
Yeah. So that video, one of the other things that I saw that I think was fair is that there's also this undercurrent of feeling like you have to acknowledge that she's super inspiring. And I will admit that I went overboard on the title. Like, the insanely inspiring thing probably isn't fair to say. I think that it's cool to see a female lead that is not just arm candy for a dude and also doesn't have a dude who's a complete buffoon. I was really happy to see.
It was the best. I think it was the best DC movie for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Suicide Squad.
But even from a cultural perspective, I liked the dynamic that they had. I liked that they made each other better, and I think that one of the things. Dear everyone, stop getting triggered over everything.
I know they're going so fast. I wish I could.
We'll read them. We'll read some of these back. But anyway, that was the Wonder Woman one. And it did not do as well as I would have liked, which I don't know if there's something to be learned there. I think it's perhaps just start with an angle on things a little bit more than I wrote the video first, I shot the video, and then at the end of it, we put it up.
We love you too, Rosie Carter.
What's up, Rosie Carter?
No, I'm just trying to, there's so many comments, I'm trying to respond to them.
You're not going to get them all. But anyway, so
I
Ben...
appreciate everyone saying ignore the haters. Just blocking out the haters. You want me to talk about mine?
Yeah, so Ben then made one on Liza Koshy, which I actually just watched for the first time.
Yeah, I actually thought there's a totally fair point that I want to clarify I agree with, which was a couple people wrote and said, this would be exhausting if you did it all the time. People would get irritated if you do it all the time. Like, I totally agree, and I wish I had caveated this, but if you try to do everything that's in all of our videos all the time, you'll explode. Yeah. Like, if you're just constantly, like, Graham Norton self-deprecating, Liza Koshy, like, misinterpreting, and just, or Koshy, and just constantly trying to do all this stuff, like, it's impossible. It was meant more as just like, hey, if you ever want to be fun and funny and you see an opportunity to misinterpret to the positive, take it.
Yeah.
And if you feel like you aren't, like, I used to do this, like, if you pretend that you're perfect in front of your friends and your family, consider this as an example of how to be open and use humor to, like, be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely, like, she's not like this all the time, and I'm not like that all the time. Like, it was definitely not meant to say that if you want to be likable, you have to constantly be running at an 11 out of 10.
Sure, and there's definitely nuance. I think that's the point that you made. That was my favorite point in the movie, was about misinterpreting to the positive. But there's obviously nuances there, because when someone is being purposely giving you feedback that is critical and is like, hey, you should shift this, and you're obnoxiously saying, like...
I saw someone in the comments, though, I loved that someone was hating, and then the other person just kept pretending that they were doing. I also liked the video. I thought that was great. I was just like, I don't think the person you're trolling gets it, but I thought it was hilarious.
I get it. But no, so that one, any other comments that resonated with you off of that one?
That was the best. Well, I saw it like 2 or 3 times, and those are the ones I responded to. I was just like, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think that's a great point.
Yeah, fair enough. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go in, read some of your all comments. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh yeah, people are still commenting when I do videos. Where's Charlie? You killed Charlie. Look, he's okay. He's right here. I haven't hurt him.
So what we want to do is in these videos, we're still devising the format, obviously. We're trying to find the right time. We're trying to figure all this stuff out. But what we'd love to do is get a little bit more professional setting than our couch, obviously. But go through our videos, respond to your comments, and maybe handle some of your questions here. So we did the first piece, which is talk about some of the previous, what was it? The videos. If you guys have any questions or comments that you want us to touch on too, let me know. It looks like a comfy couch. Hey, you're amazing. Pause a lot more. Who's the person next to you? That's Ben. Ben's been making videos on Thursdays.
It's so funny.
Ukraine, watching from Union, make a prank. Are you blind, Four Eyes? You guys are so cruel. I love Diana. Could you do one on Craig Ferguson? If there's any questions you guys want us to answer, let us know. Do I need to fix the description? Oh, definitely. It's got that standard description that we'll play with. Who is the person? That is Ben. So, all right, here's a fair question. People haven't gotten this yet, and I'll address it.
I don't know. I feel like we just have to do it in every video.
Yeah, I'll do it in every video. So, Ben has been my friend and the business partner of Charisma on Command since the onset. We met when we were 15 years old in 10th grade health class.
Which was 15 years ago.
Yeah, I'm about to turn 30, actually, next Thursday. And we've been friends ever since. We started the business together. We started a business prior to this together, and at some point in the business, we had to do two things. One of us had to do the making a customer thing, which is like writing emails and being the coach and doing all this stuff, and the other person had to do the find a customer thing, which was making videos, writing blog posts. So I became the guy who was writing the blog posts, making the videos. Ben became the guy running a lot of the not so sexy tech stuff in the background.
Very excited.
And now that the channel has hit a point where we have the flexibility to have both of us in front of the camera, we are starting to build more of a team. We're getting Ben back in front of the camera. But this is not like some guy that I picked up off the street and was like, hey man, help me make more videos on Thursdays. He's been here helping with the videos since the beginning. So
also, Jasper, I saw your comment, and I'm really happy the channel changed your life. That's awesome.
Yay! And expect to answer that question about 1,000 more times.
It's okay. Oh yeah, well, who's Ben?
Who's Ben?
I like the breakdowns when they're just like, Charlie, I really like this Rick and Morty breakdown, but do you have a cold?
Do you have a
I sure do.
Kind of sick, bros. How do you do best advice ever? I love from Kazakhstan. Can Charlie share about his jiu-jitsu? Yeah, stop doing it. So one of the things that I've noticed in life is that you have to prioritize. You can't do everything. While you can be varied, some things pull from each other. And I really want to do music, and getting choked out twice a week to the point where like I don't have a voice was really bad for singing. So I actually slowed down my jiu-jitsu. I think I'm gonna tap out at like probably a white belt, 2 or 3 stripes. Like completely not so amazing. So no more jiu-jitsu for me for a little bit. Sorry guys. Sing for us. Definitely happening in one of these. You like to be choked. I did like to be choked.
It's going so fast.
It's been drinking vodka. Emma Watson. We're gonna do Emma Watson for sure. I agree with that one. We're absolutely gonna do
that one.
Who's better with girls? What do you think, Ben?
Right now, probably Charlie.
Probably me. I hate that laugh. Sorry, bros. Rick and Morty, describe charismatic dirty talk. These are great questions. I don't think YouTube appropriate, but one day, maybe in our course. So what is this live? Yeah, you wish you missed the Liza Koshy versus Wonder Woman talk. Like, dude, a lot of bedroom talk. Who is the smartest? So we're different. Ben is
too.
So all right, I'm just gonna tell you guys a quick difference between Ben and I, and then we'll sign off for today. And if you guys have any feedback on the format, what we want to do in the future, we can come back and do it. But Ben, in my opinion, is like organized, methodical, hard worker. Used to be an investment banker, and could crank for 16 hours in a row on just coffee. And that's not a euphemism for cocaine. That's like Ben would just sleep under his desk, wake up, and do coffee. I am more the like...
Charlie's the creative genius type. The like, my shoes aren't tied. Yeah. Like I'm only gonna do it at work when I feel like it, which might be like 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Definitely.
Not structured.
More eccentric of the two.
I slept on Ben's floor. We thought I was going to be sleeping on Ben's floor for the duration of my life. Like, didn't know that I was going to be able to function in the real world with real demands. But yeah, like inspirational hit, and I'll carry it. And I'm trying. I think we're probably both trying to move slightly towards the other ones. I'm trying to be more organized and systematic. I think Ben is trying to tap more into expansive, creative, lateral thoughts. But yeah, those are we have different intelligences, I'd say, that have really worked well in our business. How do you practice charisma? Are you a low ganger? I'm a low ganger, I'm gonna be honest.
I I don't know.
Jake Paul or Logan?
I've not watched.
So I'll mention this. I watched the Logan Paul, and I got chewed out for this because I said Logan Paul is a genius in my video, and people did not like that, and I stand by it. If you watch his videos, he's not. You don't have to love what he's doing, but the way that he's handling media is completely revolutionary in terms of how he's integrating the sale. Unsubscribe. Sorry, guys. There's a big dip in subs. But I'm without whether or not you like him, and I understand those who are like he's obnoxious, and I understand that you don't like his content, but he's doing something really interesting that I think everyone can learn from, and that I personally am learning from. Obviously, we're not doing the same thing.
Say hi, everyone. You're on my Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
We're going live on YouTube.
But yeah, so I like Logan. They aren't brothers. No, we're not. Meditation. Do you want to take this one?
Oh yeah, we're not brothers. We're also not lovers. I have nothing against that, but every time I make a video,
maybe one day
there's like 200 comments about that. I actually had to Google what shipping is. People were like, I'm shipping you. I was like, oh, that's
turning 30, guys.
That's nice. What's that?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I Googled it.
No idea. Meditation. So, so fast chat. So meditation, I'm a fan of. I like the mindfulness meditation. There's all different kinds of meditations. There's meditation where you can focus on a word. There's meditation where you can do different kinds of things. For me, the meditation that is most helpful is the kind of meditation where you focus on sensations and feelings inside your body. Because for like 10 years, I didn't feel feelings, I think. And I think it's very common for men to shut down the sensations that arise when they see things, so that they don't cry and that they don't show weakness and vulnerability. So for me, doing meditation and focusing on the things that I'm feeling has made me more emotionally expressive.
Can I spoiler / tease?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna do a longer video on this, but there's this book. What is it? Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It, which I never read, even though it was recommended a bunch of times, because I'm not like suicidal, and I thought it was a book for suicidal people. But I recently got into it, and it's awesome. It actually has my favorite self-love meditation, and it's such a bad like woo-woo thing to be, like self-love, but it's really actually super helpful to just like not care about being rejected or taking risks or you actually can become more successful when you're less dependent on external circumstances going well. And when you don't like need them to go well, they go better.
Yeah.
So I just started doing this, and it's my favorite meditation. I've done a lot. I did Headspace. I like Headspace. I did a guided meditation, 6-phase guided meditation. That's a good one. But this is definitely my favorite so far. And it's like a 1-hour audiobook.
Yeah.
Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. And
we'll be coming back to this in future videos for sure. It's the most important thing I think that both Ben and I are learning, working on doing today, and we're figuring it out, and we're going to take it to you guys. And I think it'll be really helpful.
It deserves a full video.
Who is more confident with the girls between the two of you? I mean, there's fluctuations. You know what I mean? Like, the truth is...
Who had a girlfriend most recently?
Yeah, like, it depends on the night, it depends on the day, it depends on the thing, but I think what we generally...
No, if you're in a relationship, you're not going out that often, and then all of a sudden you, like, lose your ability to flirt. And if you're single, you're going out all the time, and then you're good at flirting. Like, the more you Netflix and cuddle, the less charismatic you get.
Kind of depends on the girl, too, for sure. Adorable. Explain what, Charlie? I don't know what it is. Charlie, I do have a Joker smile. I don't know what to tell you about that, guys. I got the fat jeans for my...
Someone asked about major problems. Is there a way I can pull this up on my
Yeah, absolutely. You can scroll back. German. Did you guys ever have major problems with girls? It seems like you've had problems. Oh, God. No. Yeah, absolutely. Hold on, so let me get this camera in frame.
I've had problems with everything. To be clear, I was in such bad shape. I was so skinny that my freshman year roommate called me Skeletor. I was in a job that I hated, sleeping under my desk, working 20 hours a day. And I was not good with girls. Like any problem you can imagine.
Yep.
I had.
Yes. True that. That's what started this all. People, I don't want to retell the stories. I've told it in the past many times, but what kicked Charisma on Command off was pretty much the fact that for every year of my life, starting in 10th grade, I would have like a year-long obsession with a singular woman that I was really, really liked, and we never wound up dating. So like for 4 or 5 years, I would pine for someone unsuccessfully and not get them, and that was finally what created enough frustration in me to just be like, all right, something needs to change. And that was where I started learning about human psychology, and that was the first area, and I think for a lot of young men, because that's the pain point. So that was where I started trying to learn, was how to flirt with women, how to be more confident with women. And it was only from that I was like, oh, there's this way that we can grow in a business sense, and there's a way that we can grow in how kind and compassionate we are, and there's ways that we can grow in all of these different areas. And Charisma on Command came as a result of that. So yeah, thank God that thank God that I didn't have it. Models by Mark Manson. You know what's funny? Do you want to take this?
Sure. I read it when I was younger, and I was under the impression that life wasn't about fit. It was just about like.
So let me pause here. Models is a book by Mark Manson that talks about dating for men and women, and one of the big themes of the book is don't be needy and don't try to make every girl like you. Like find girls that you fit with.
Cut quickly, filter quickly. Just look for people you connect with. It should be easy and fun. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, like I'm an alpha person. Like I went to an Ivy League school and like I do the best at everything. I'm gonna make every woman like me.
Yeah.
And like you can actually go that route. It's a ton of work, and ultimately like the only relationships that end up being good relationships are the ones that were effortless and fun anyway.
Yeah.
So I have recently come back to that probably is a great book, and if I read it today I would like it.
Yeah, no, I had the same exact reaction, which is, oh man, we're not going to be limited by people that are matches. Like we don't need to wait for that.
And with charisma you can get anyone to like you, and that's true, but like you just should stick with the people that you get along with.
Do I have an occupation? Yes. I'm a YouTuber. This is my full-time job. What's your favorite?
Charlie Hooper Charisma Breakdown. What if I did a breakdown of you?
Do you want to see my favorite quote, guys? Can I show them, Ben?
Yeah, sure.
This is my favorite quote. The secret to freedom is courage. And I got that tattooed on me. It's my only tattoo. I got that tattooed on me because I had this job that I wasn't crazy about, and I dreamed of moving into New York City. I wasn't living there with Ben, and then moving to Brazil. And for months, I couldn't get out of my job because I couldn't find another job. And eventually my friend sat me down and said, if you want this, you can just quit. And I was like, no, I can't. Like, there's all these reasons I can't. And he said, no, like, actually, you no one is forcing you to go into work.
You just stop. You stop showing up.
Just don't go anymore. And that happened. That I learned that lesson many times. That there's these instances in my life where I am feeling like there's something I can't do. I couldn't talk to them. I couldn't start this business. I couldn't travel. And while there's certainly real life restrictions which you need to account for, and you want to make sure that you can pay your bills and aren't rolling credit cards, what blocks you almost every time is a need to express more courage, to step out on a limb, to quit, to walk away, to be willing to suffer the consequences of going for the things that you want. So got it tattooed on me to not forget about it. But yeah.
Ben Shapiro is getting so much love right now.
Ben Shapiro? He's a fantastic debater. He's really wow, here this go. Eu sim falo português.
Eu não.
Eu falo pouquinho de português.
Someone asked, how long did it take you to make your full income on YouTube? So I think we're a little bit different than most YouTube people because we had a business before getting on YouTube. Like Charisma on Command existed for 2 years prior to us making a video that got more than like 8 views.
Yeah.
So we were fully supporting ourselves like before even starting the channel, which I think is a little bit different. We still don't. I mean, most of our money doesn't come from the YouTube channel.
Yes. So YouTube is like a storefront for us, where people get exposed to us, and if they like us, they join our online courses.
Yeah, YouTube is deep or is broad, and then Charisma University is deep.
Exactly. You want to hear some more Portuguese? Show biceps. How about we just flex? We got a couple. Take off your shirt, show your biceps, speak Portuguese.
Make out. We are both Americans.
Hold on, so you're getting that in frame. There you go.
No, I was just trying to. They're just going too fast for me.
Yeah. The courses are great. Woo, we appreciate you.
Thanks, Robert.
When do you guys do a car breakdown? Hi, MBTI. So a lot of MBTI questions. Okay.
What is that?
It's Myers-Briggs. So I'll tell you my quick take on the Myers-Briggs. I am an ENTP, I believe, which is, according to the 16 Personalities website, that's what Tyrion Lannister is, so I was pretty pleased with that. And I think that typically speaking, with the MBTI, it's really helpful for understanding other people and how they're likely to behave. But what I have seen is that my Myers-Briggs has shifted dramatically over the course of my life. So the reason that I don't talk a ton about my Myers-Briggs is because I think that people can use it to lock themselves in, and they go, "Well, I'm just not that way." We're like, "Oh, you can be more extroverted."
It can be a limiting label, and the truth is, like, so you would have called Charlie an introvert for sure for the first
yes.
19 years of your life.
Yes.
Like very few friends in college, mostly just playing FIFA alone.
Yeah.
Definitely exhausting for you to go to parties,
Absolutely.
feeling out of place.
Absolutely.
And then now, like, extroverted.
ENTP, yeah.
Feeding off people. And, like, I'm not... Maybe there's something to the energy part of it. I don't know enough about the science, but I think if people just released the I'm an introvert, I'm an extrovert label and just decided I'm going to choose to be however I want. Like, I want to be social. I want to be... it would be you'd be much better off. Like, no matter what you are... just forget labeling yourself and just go, what do I want to be? I think that's a better mental model.
Which is why I haven't done too much on it. Favorite FIFA team? I was always Tottenham. And granted, this is FIFA like 7. You know, this is FIFA 07. So, what are my core values? Great question. I think honesty is big for both of us. I would say that's really the beginning. Like, trying to find truth is, I think, the thing that kind of unites us, and from that comes growth. So if you're honest, like, in a blistering way about where you are, it's almost inevitable that you have to grow, because there's all these ways in which you're realizing you're half-baked throughout your entire life, or ways that you'd like to be. So I think honesty is one. And then one that I'm coming back to that is important to me is connectedness. And I mean that, I want to hear yours after, but one of that for me is being more connected. I talked about this with my emotions and my feelings, as well as with other people. And I think starting from a place where I'm connected internally and feel really good, and then bringing that outside has made me happy.
Yeah. One that I'm torn about that gets me into trouble is always leave people better than you found them, and always treat people well. And I think it's a good idea that comes from a good place, but has gotten me into trouble a little bit in terms of making me do the wrong thing because I'm trying to, like, impact someone else instead of just doing what I think is right and going, you know what, like, I just have to do the actual correct thing here and be agnostic to how this impacts my relationship or how this impacts this other person. And that's not true all the time, but yeah, that one was a core value that I'm realizing, like, sometimes causes issues actually.
It could be a people pleaser behavior, I think, in short, is and that's not always the best. Do you know Anna Akana and or Dodie Clark? I do not know them. No. How to be open talking to a camera? That's a good question. So I can talk more about that. Practice is obviously huge, and I know that's cliche, but it is absolutely true. Causes I'm passionate about. All right, let's take this, because we're going to do this soon this week.
Yeah.
So,
good question.
Good question. I think there's a million ways to give back to people, and I think that really what's most important is that you try. I think get your oxygen mask on first, get your stuff going, but at the same time, find a way to contribute to other people, because it helps you, it makes you feel better.
Yeah, if you don't have money, give your time.
Yes, and it doesn't need to be a ton. So causes that I'm passionate about, one is charity in the broad sense of finding a way to give to those that are less fortunate than you. And quite frankly, if you're on YouTube right now, you're more fortunate than a lot of people out there. And I understand your circumstances in many ways might be worse than the people in your immediate area, but it can get worse. Not to say that your problems are any less. So a cause that I care about is charity water. And that is a cause that brings water to people in Africa that don't have clean water. They dig wells, they get filters, all this kind of stuff. So we're starting a campaign for our 30th birthdays. I turned 30 on Thursday, and Ben turned 30
So you guys
in
actually
August.
see a video this Monday. Charlie sat down with the founder of Charity Water, who is an awesome storyteller. He's made them so successful basically by virtue of his charisma, I think. And Charlie sat down and talked to him
about stories. We're going to talk about storytelling. So Monday's video is going to be on storytelling. Check that out. And it also will segue into what we're doing, which is a birthday campaign to raise money for this charity. So
I saw something I liked, which is, what do you think is the single most charismatic trait? And I think for me, it's being joyous.
Yeah.
I think of our friend Benji's sister, and she is so smiley and happy and laughs easily and just so full of joy. Every person I know that meets her goes, I love her. Like, guys, girls, doesn't matter. I think that just having that true joyousness is infectious, and it's fun to be around.
For sure. Easier said than done sometimes, right? Because it's like, be happy, right?
If you could pick one thing, I think that's what
if you could snap your fingers, I agree. It's the energy that you feel and that you put out. Are you two boys related? Only in our dreams. Ryan Reynolds will absolutely be happening around Deadpool or his next big movie, for sure. Yeah. Hogwarts House. Do you have a Hogwarts house?
Gryffindor.
Yeah, of course. I'd probably like a Hufflepuff.
You're Slytherin.
Under high stress, what do you guys' schedule look like? So my calendar is like just a lot of blank space with like lunches in there on occasion. I hate scheduling. This is the difference. I mentioned how Ben and I are different. I have access to Ben's calendar. It's got reminders, things, times to do stuff.
You have access to my calendar?
Ben's like, he's gotten off of this, but he used to be like, hey man, tomorrow at 4 p.m., would you like to do lunch? I was like, I live next to you, dude. Like, just ask me. Mine is nothing. There's nothing on there. I have no... How do you reach flow state?
Why do people keep writing sorry, Ben?
Sorry, Ben.
I don't know. Did you do something to me?
I don't know. How do you reach flow state? This is a great one, and I think this is like how do you be happy in life? I think that one of the ways that you be feeling good is you get into your flow state. So I think it's one, identify the things that put you there. For me, it's music. It can be people, and it's gotten to be increasingly working on charisma on command. Thank you guys. This is kind of flowy, you know.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
I'm
not in my head, which is potentially an issue.
I'm not filtering myself.
So it's find those things.
I have regrets.
It's find those things that put you into flow. You need to spend time practicing those things, which is kind of cognitive mental. But when it comes game time, that's what it is. So I try to spend as much time as I can playing music, working on the interesting things in our business,
I just
and
thought
being
of
with people.
that I've never thought of. You know, a good thing for flow state is don't try to be perfect.
Oh no!
You're like, what's the most charismatic thing? I might watch this in a week and be like, it's not joyousness. I'm an idiot. But because I'm just like, that's how I feel right now.
Yeah.
That makes this much more fun, and I think is closer to flow. I think it's tough to try to be perfect in every way and at the same time be in the moment.
Sure, totally. I think it's like that's the definition. Is because you lose track of it. So one more, and then we got to get going. And because I have a yoga class. Do you use a prompter? No, I speak freely. And I've used a video prompter.
Well, you made a video on it, right? It's basically like we script it and then try to get as close as we can, but no teleprompter, and we miss.
Miss quite often. There's points that aren't there. So anyway, guys, super appreciate this. What I would love to hear from you, because I'm going to go back in these comments and we're going to dig some out. We would like to, if it's cool, do a Friday show that allows us to talk a little bit about our videos, respond to some of your comments in a more professional way, like the cool Philip DeFranco, like comment flies in, we answer it.
Yeah, and also I think let us know like what is fun. Is the Q&A fun? Do you wish we had spent more time talking about Wonder Woman and Liza? Like,
do you want us to just wrestle? Like whatever it is, you tell us.
I have 1,000 pounds of Jell-O. I've been waiting for this day.
We'll just talk charisma while we rub Jell-O on each other. So
this took a weird turn. No, but yeah, let us know because we want to make this what you guys want.
Yes, guys, have a ciao. They want to say goodbye in Portuguese, right? It's like,
Até logo.
Até logo. Ciao, ciao. Beijo.
Thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you want to see in the next one. We'll see you next Friday.
Bye, guys. We miss you already.